What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the grand finale of my return to Hitman Contracts. Now it's time for Hunter and Hunted. As soon as you start, get out of your room and go to the first door on the right. You've got about 9 seconds before the SWAT team surrounds the hallway. Alright, so let's jump the balcony out of the room, and then we'll jump back into the hotel through this one. Okay, so start sneaking, and we're gonna have to hit the fuse box in the hallway so that we can discreetly get to the elevator and then climb down the shaft to the next floor. Once the lights are off, you've basically blinded the SWAT team, and you can run up in their faces basically, but we're gonna climb down this ladder, pry the elevator doors open, and we're one floor lower. Get your syringe ready to sedate the police officer in the hallway, and then you gotta pick the lock to the hotel room he's standing in front of, because we need to get in there to hide him and take his clothes. And there's another syringe laying on the floor. We're gonna have to take that, and while you're at it, go ahead and take the pistol that the unconscious guy in the bed has. This strategy is almost exactly the same as my old one. Unfortunately, the really convenient car alarm distraction that made the target kill super easy, we can't do since it required us to shoot it. So we have to do a more tricky AI exploitation for the target assassination, as you'll see. So the two cops patrolling the alleyway, let them both come round their respective corners, and then we can proceed. So just like before, we need to get to that paramedic wearing the literal golden helmet, because he's going to be our true disguise. And we're going to knock him out the same way. First, with a gun equipped, we need to get up in his face and then whack him unconscious, which will only last a few seconds. You'll know it'll work correctly because there will be no crosshair, or if the gun's already equipped, the crosshair will disappear. And then when you fire, you'll whack him. So pick up his car key and then quickly drag him into the alleyway a little bit. Pull out that second syringe that we picked up, because this knockout status is only going to last a few seconds. We need to fully sedate him so that he stays out for the remainder of our time in this level. So, yep, just like that. Take his clothes, and then don't forget to take his car key if you haven't done so already. That's going to be our exit strategy. Now we'll use the sewers to traverse all these cops in the street. And then we're going to have to do the target kill. Like I said, the only difference between how I used to do this is that we can no longer use that silenced pistol from the unconscious guy to set off that car alarm to lure the cops behind the target away. We now have to basically force them to turn around from their stationary position, like so. Hope that they stay that way as we try to fiber wire the target. Now, you might have to do this a few times, and I'm not afraid to admit that I suck at doing this. I actually used to be really good at doing this because I didn't know that car alarm distraction was possible until I watched someone else's walkthrough back in the day. But the trick is to just get them both turned around in a way that they won't see you, like this. I think this is where I got it. This should work. But always double check and be damn certain they're not actually looking. And then just be crouched down all the way and firewire the target. And we need to make sure they don't turn back around so that they don't find the body, because the goal is all zeros. So yeah, just very carefully slip away. Honestly, you can use any exit you want, but I usually just use the ambulance since we have the key for it. But it honestly doesn't matter which exit you take.
Okay.
So that's Silent Assassin all zeros, not only for this mission, but for the whole entire game. And that concludes Hitman Contracts, or my revisit of it, since I have done walkthroughs for it before. I'll probably revisit other Hitman games at some point, but never Absolution. I'm never touching that after doing the walkthroughs I just made. And before you ask, no, I don't plan on doing all zeros for this game's predecessor, Hitman 2 Silent Assassin. Some of those missions are just not designed to be done that way. Plus, I'd lose my mind trying to do it in that game. It's frustrating as hell. But before I ramble on too much, thanks for watching, and I'll see you for whatever I do next.